I decided to put one of the juicer, at least when I'm talking about juice, let me show us something that the juicing machine looks like. This is it. Yes, you put your juice. There are various kinds of it. You open and then you put it, and it will now juice it for you. It will now use the electronic means. So that is one of the juicers. But that's not the purpose of this life. Why should we use something like this equipment to blend our juice? Look at it. To blend our juice, our fruit, our vegetables, or whatever, before we consume it. If you haven't tried it, you may not understand the benefits. It has a lot of benefits. And one of the benefits is that it helps your body to get nutrients. Now, after 60, our body no longer, have access nutrients, the nutrients from the foods we are eating, the way it used to, especially at the extremities, like our hands and our feet. Our body is no longer making enough collagen. Most of the minerals, even that are needed to help us to function optimally, they are no longer there. More also that we are trying to avoid a lot of foods, especially animal protein, that tend to help with the amino acids, complete amino acids. And so when we get to 60 years, you will notice that there are some changes. Some changes begin to show up after 60 years. And one of them is you start feeling things like stiffness around your joints. Your sleep may no longer be deep as it used to be before. Even apart from being deep, sometimes when you sleep, it looks like it's scanty. So, and next, the need for exercising becomes almost like a must. I mean, like it becomes like a task that you must do. So that if you don't exercise, your digestion is slowed down, your sleep, your circulation, a lot of things begin to depend on it. And so you begin to see more need for you to do some of the things that you are taking for granted before. And one of them is juicing. If you are taking it for granted over the years, maybe because you are lazy, or it takes time. Yes, it takes your time. Instead of you just washing the fruit to eat, you now have to go juice it. Now, by juicing it, you're helping your body to start the process of digesting that food, because your body is no longer able to digest the foods the way it was doing before. So whatever you can do to help it, it is a welcome idea, as long as it does not spoil the food. Now, let me be honest with us, juicing has to be done carefully. I am one of those who do not like juicing, as a matter of fact. But today, necessity, because of that age that I talk about, 60, has made it, necessary for me to do it. Because when you juice, you have employed another thing, like a machine. These are my part of my reasons why I didn't like it before. You now have to use the machine to juice it. After juicing it, you have to wash the machine. And even if you are not the one that washed it, the person that washed it must wash it extra carefully. These are my personal reasons. I didn't have to Google it anywhere. The person must have to wash it extra carefully. This juicer that I showed us now, I've not used it. I have checked it around it, and I've seen a lot of compartments that requires a lot of cleaning and washing. and I began to consider, and I'm arranging, maybe it has to be returned. Because it's not, when you use a juicer to juice your fruit, it's also very important to wash and keep that juicer very clean at all times. And you will all agree with me that that's an extra task. And you know that a lot of people over 60, a good number of them live alone. Like myself, either they live alone or they live with their spouse. And if the other spouse is still alive, they live together. And so you usually will meet them with a lot of people who are ready to help. And these days, you know that the young people, a good number of them are so engulfed with their phones, social media, internet, so they hardly have time for themselves. Talk less of you that you're a grandma or you are an old person, as they may see you. So they don't have time for themselves. Talk less of you having time for you. So that is why I didn't like the juicing idea for many years, because of this issue of you have to use the machine to wash it. And if you do not wash the machine very well after using it, small particles will be there. And if you go ahead to use it to blend or to prepare another juice, you are introducing something else to your body. And the risk is high, and I didn't used to like it, was that you have to take this fruit raw. You don't have to cook it. So there is no chance of saying I'm going to boil it and then the germs will die off. Now I want to also let us know the difference, because if you are thinking of liquid food, there is a big difference between boiling hibiscus flower tea, which is red, and then making a juice of beets or pomegranate juice, which are both red. They're not the same. Yes, they may look liquid, but the ones that have not been cooked, that have not been passed through heat, that are usually more potent. That's why I'm talking about the juicing. They are usually more potent, easily accepted. Oh, my beautiful friend, longest time, Ngozi Amadiogu, you are welcome. You are highly welcome. I'm talking about juicing. You're welcome to the house. I just thought to talk a little about it. And before you came in, I was expressing why I didn't used to like it so much before. Because when you juice, you have to wash the machine. And how many of us who are up to 60 years have people around us who will be running errands, washing the juicer, doing that? Well, some people are lucky, or if you have someone that's running all the errands for you, who is a matured person, who will understand the necessity of keeping it very clean, the hygiene aspect, and how it affects your health, then that is good luck for you. But a good number of seniors don't have all these privileges, all these benefits of having a mature person, apart from if your spouse is still alive, living with you. And even if he's living with you, if he's not the one that likes all of that, it may be a different person. So when you now go to juice, you now create more jobs. So these are part of the reason why I showed us the machine and I have not used it. Why? There is a burden. After using it, you must do extra work. And there are for other reasons also. If you don't wash it very well, you stand the risk of contacting bacteria or anything, because you are going to be taking anything you take from there raw. So I used to consider that, why don't I just wash my fruit and take it? Yes, it sounds nice there like that, but it's not like that. When you get to 60 years, if you have opportunity, my dear, to juice, my dear, do it. That's just what I want to say. Why it's important is what I want to share with you. It's going to heal a lot of ailments, including high blood sugar, including high blood pressure. It's going to heal a lot of ailments, including fatty liver, including arthritis, including excess body weight. It's going to help you to heal a lot of ailments, including, try it. So it's going to, resolve a lot of issues for you. That is the truth. And it's going to help to oxygenate your blood. I promise to still do a video on this because of the special revelation I got to talk on how to oxygenate blood. Because if your blood is not oxygenated, now let me explain the word oxygenated a little bit. Now, oxygen is the air we breathe in, and everything needs the oxygen. We need it for our survival. When we breathe, what we're taking in is oxygen. When we breathe out the carbon dioxide, as we are told. These are big names, but that's what we learned, that these are the names we are told they are called. So that's what they are known by or with. So when you breathe in, it's oxygen. Now, it is also another way to oxygenate your blood. When you breathe in like this, it can lower blood pressure, it can help you manage insomnia, it can help you manage blood sugar, it can help you manage stress, it can help you manage a lot of things when the blood is oxygenated. But that's not even the topic for today. Now, another way to oxygenate blood is by juicing. Now, sometimes your blood or your artery may be clogged because of oils, because of cholesterol, because of unhealthy fats, because of carbohydrates. Your arteries could be clogged. And this clogging of arteries may even be made worse by cholesterol. Now, if you start making your fruits, I'm going to be talking about different types. We are talking now. I've already made a video which some of you may have seen of that is also another type of juicing, my tiger nut and my date. But then I also made a video of cucumbers, carrots, apples, and all the other ones. I did a video on it also during the week, which you can also watch in the channel. Now, if you want to help your body, if you want to look younger, if you want to reduce stress, if you want to reduce high blood pressure, if you want to tackle high cholesterol, if you want to manage diabetes, if you want to manage weight gain, if you want to manage arthritis, if you want to manage constipation, my dear, if you want to oxygenate your blood, one of the ways Mother Nature has made available is juicing for seniors. Juicing is very, very effective when you are managing any ailment. Now, when you are feeling cold, for instance, when you are feeling like your immune system is low, you will notice that sometimes you are sluggish. That is the time to go for juicing. But you need to also understand the juicing. You don't have to just pack fruits together and put inside the machine and start blending it. No. You have to understand why you are adding a particular. That's why knowledge is important. Adding a particular one. I give you an example. Not all the juices not all of them are, what do I call it? Not all of them are sugary. You can make a very sugary juice or even smoothie, which is not good. Now, when it becomes too sugary, it will not give you the expected result. It will not give you the expected result. Now, some people see juice online or somewhere, and they just rush. Hey, that juice is very beautiful. I saw it also place. There are so many online. you just go and juice it. And not considering the fact that it's very high in sugar. I give you an example of such a juice. You see someone juicing watermelon with maybe bananas, watermelon with carrots, watermelon with beets. These are very sweet fruits. And after juicing them together, the person may not even add cinnamon, may not, you just saw it looking so beautiful, so red. You say, no, this is a very beautiful juice. I'm gonna go for it. Not so, my dear. You have to understand what you are juicing and what result you want to achieve. And most importantly, those of us seniors who are over 60s, we must be aware of sugar when we are juicing. You juice with the vitamin C in mind. You want to add vitamin C, which is an antioxidant. You juice because you want to get potassium and magnesium for your heart health. You juice and then you now select, look at the fruits that can do that for you. If you, for instance, want to support your eyes, you want to look younger, you want to support your liver health, you will need a juice that you can add carrots. Add fresh carrot into that juice. No, it doesn't matter whether it's cucumber you're making or whatever. You ensure that there is sufficient carrot. Why? Because you want to support your eyes. Why? Because you want to support your skin. Want it to look younger. Why? Because you want to support your liver too. So you add it. Now, if you are one that is managing stomach ulcer, you also have to consider adding cabbage with carrot, and maybe you want to lose weight. Now, if you are using something like carrot, cabbage, for instance, you don't have to worry about weight gain, especially if you can add something like a pinch of cinnamon, because you know that carrot is sweet, cabbage is sweet. A good number of the fruits are actually sweet. That is what I have found out. Majority of them are sweet. So when you are making any of them, you need to keep your ginger around. You need to keep your cinnamon around if you want to get the benefits. These some of these benefits that I talked about right now. They will help to improve your blood circulation. They will help to make your skin look better. They will help to reduce inflammations in your body because they don't come with cholesterol. They will help you to manage your cholesterol levels. If you are one that have been diagnosed with high cholesterol, you need to start juicing. Now, there are some juice also that make you feel like you've eaten. Yes, some juice are like food. I did one about a week or more ago. It was just like food, but though I still had to eat. If you add things like bananas, they are very good. They are rich in potassium, good for your blood pressure. Then at the end of the day, you will still need to add fat. Maybe you take some nuts, something like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. You take some nuts, cashew nuts, peanuts, and the rest of it. Because it is nuts that will actually help to give you the balance. This is just my own. So you cannot just make your juice and start drinking. And after drinking, maybe you are over 60 like us. You may start experiencing a rise in your blood sugar. It may not be an indication that you are diabetic. Because a good number of us, once the sugar is high, we say it's diabetes. Not so, my dear. It may be that the juice you made is actually too sweet, too sugary, or you took too much of it. Yes, if you take too much, it may also give you a different result. So juicing is one of the things I have found out lately that all seniors, though in that video I also said, my last video talking about target and this, yes, I also said that you don't have excuse. If you don't have a juicer, like the one I showed us from the beginning, you don't have to worry. It's not an excuse. If God provides you with one, you use it. Because I have told you that I don't have. Okay. I don't know. I've tried this thing before now. Favorite thing to do with friends. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you do not have an excuse why you should not take your juice. Oh, Benaya Chimadu, longest time, you're welcome to the house. Yes, I'm about why seniors like us, over 60s, should start incorporating juicing into their diet. I've already explained my own understanding of juicing, and I've also shown us a simple juicer machine, which I showed at the beginning of this thing. And I also shared with us why I personally do not really like juicing, using machine to juice. This is the truth. But why I also decided now, after 60, to start doing it, and I want to encourage us, it's one of the, tested ways to heal, to help heal. What I noticed after 60 is that your body almost like turning to a little baby. You know, the way you do things for babies, you make it ready for them, for their digestive tract, like ready to eat, not hard to digest. That's how we do for babies. So when you start getting towards that age, maybe you are not there yet, one of the ways you can reduce signs of aging, reduce diseases, is to start adding liquid foods to your diet. If you are someone that likes solid food all the time, especially men, they like solid food a lot. Yes. Then you should start being deliberate to start adding liquid foods, whether it's in form of juicing, whether it's in form of smoothie, or whatever. It helps. It helps your cells to get oxygen. That was the point I was making before I kind of deviated or somehow. That helps your body to get oxygen. And it's a very interesting thing. When the cells are not getting oxygen, it's a very serious matter. And sometimes, you know, the ugly part, it may continue like that for a long time. The body will be suffering inside without ourselves knowing. Our body will be like starving. The cells will be starving, like starving of oxygen, starving of nutrients. Though we may be eating, yes, you may be eating and even eating a lot of food, but they are not foods. They may not be the kind of foods that gets to the cells. Cells are down. That's the way I see it. So if you are eating so much of the swallow, the oils, the transfers, all kinds of bread, sometimes you make it worse. You use bread and milk together, one of the worst foods for seniors. So you join them, you drink, you may be feeling like you are hot, your everywhere is heated up, your body is warm, but last, everything settles as acid, and your cells begin to starve because you have consumed foods that help to clog the arteries, like milk. Yes, I'm not saying that you should forbid milk. Don't get me that way, because once in a long while, I also add a little milk. Yes, it's a brain food, a little, but not regular, because you must understand the danger, what havoc is going to wreak within when you are taking it. So that will put a check on you, so that you will just take little. You will not just start, putting it a lot, like the way you used to do before. Maybe because you can afford one tin of pig milk. So this one, let me enjoy myself. Because that's how we used to do before. Even after it took a long time for us to get the understanding that our body has changed. You just say, okay, you want to enjoy yourself. Milk used to be very sweet. So you add almost a whole tin or half of it, and the thing will be so sweet. You enjoy. After enjoying, and maybe with bread and then egg again, you'll be sweating while eating, which may look like a good sign. But then it's a matter of time, everything settles as acid, and you start feeling uncomfortable. That is what happens. But now, when you are experiencing something like too much acid in your body, you are experiencing things like constipation, you're experiencing things like arthritis, you're experiencing things like your foods are taking longer to digest, you're experiencing like aches and pains, you're experiencing like insomnia, you're not sleeping, juicing, it may be juicing time. Honestly, I'm being frank with you. It may be juicing time. Because why I say it may be juicing time, when your immune system is low, go for juicing, especially seniors, in order to take it back. Celestine, you are welcome to the house. I say hi to you. So it may be time to do juicing, because juicing will help you to unclog the arteries. Now, when you are doing that juicing, when you are taking it, you must be careful of sugar. Very careful of sugar. Mark these words I said. Be very and extra careful of sugar. The last one I did, the last juice I did, I always try to add cucumber to it, because cucumber is one of the few fruits that don't come with sugar. And it's one of the few fruits that comes with a lot of water. And then such fruits are good for our kidney health. So I always try to add cucumber to my juice, though water will still be part of it. Now, when you take the juice, if you are someone that is very sensitive and you didn't eat any starchy food with it, and there's one mistake that we should also avoid. I made that mistake last week. Yes, I made that mistake, and I promised myself that I will not make that mistake again. And I'll tell you the mistake. Now, the mistake I made was, it was actually, today is Tuesday, well, yes, it was actually, I think it was on Sunday or Saturday, was that I made a fresh juice, a very good one. After water therapy, because by the time I was taking the juice, I was already quite hungry. And it was necessary for the juice to be allowed a few times to do its job. But I didn't do that. I couldn't wait to do that. You know, immediately after it, I ate something. And what I even ate was even not the right food. It was something carbohydrates. And that carbohydrates actually spoiled the whole job for me. It spoiled the work of the juice. And I knew it. And I told myself, it's not going to happen again. If I had had to eat immediately, maybe because just out of curiosity, it's not as if the hunger would do any harm. But I've already had the juice. All I needed was to wait maybe 30 or 45 minutes to allow the juice to go deeper to the cells. So before the food comes. And the food that was expected to come, which is the best, please, you can take note of this, is protein. But instead of me, who knew that this is what, I decided to eat what was on my sight, what I was seeing. Yes, what was appealing to my eye, what I'm seeing. So I just decided to take it. It was tasty, it was good, it was fresh, it was everything, and I had to go for it. Though I knew within me that it may not be the best, but I said, okay, I thought it won't do any much harm. After all, it's a natural food. But no, my dear, for age or for what other reasons, it wasn't like that. Food, which is carbohydrates, and it went ahead because there was no time. I didn't give time. Not even up to 20 minutes. I didn't even give up to 10 minutes. As a matter of fact, I was like, it was coming, everything was going sequentially, just following each other. So it destroyed the work, because the carbohydrates is not a building block. Now, if you want to get the best from your juicing, thank you, Nadia. Now, if you want to get the best after taking a juice, don't take carbohydrates. Please, I made that mistake, and I tell you, I don't want to make it again, because I knew what it cost me to pay for it. Now, any mistake you make in your diet after 60, even at 50, but worst of it is 60, after 60, you have to pay. Just mark my words. You may not take your life, but you pay. So I made that mistake, and I paid for it. Guess how I paid? I paid in the night, in the evening. Yes, it was actually that, I think it was actually that night that I said I had to take clothes. I think it was that night. Now, when you take the juice goes straight to the cells, undisturbed, no cholesterol, especially if you take in good amount, not too much sugar, not in excess. It goes straight to nourish your body without any obstacle. That's what it does. Very good. And if you are disciplined enough and give it time to do the job, at least 45 minutes, it's okay. If you can have the patience. I didn't have the patience that day. I have to be honest with you. I didn't have the patience. Some of you will know what we are talking about. Sometimes you are just hungry, you just came here, before you know it, you have taken the juice, you are going for the food. That was what I did. So, if you can be patient to wait, the juice will do you much good. It's going to feed your cells without calorie. It's going to feed your cells without sugar. It's going to help you to unblock the cholesterol, the arteries, some of them that are blocked by cholesterol. It's going to give you quality energy. You feel lighter and you feel better. That's what happens if you can give it the time, allow it to do its job. But if you follow it up immediately with, if you even want to take something, I have also thought that if you are one that is health conscious and very disciplined, you may need to take things like pumpkin seeds, something like some seeds with magnesium and all of that. Some seeds with magnesium. If you need nuts, you can take some nuts if you want to. These are rich in vitamins and minerals, and a good number of them are also good sources of magnesium. And I do feel that they go together. From the few times I've tried it, they go together, because health is good. But most of the juice, they come with sugar. These are my own, I've tested some of them using nuts, and I saw that it went well. The nuts, especially peanuts, sometimes I take it together with a little of the cashew. So the nuts help to act like a blocker, not the sugar to rush. It's just my own device. It's something that I just thought to be doing occasionally. I tested it, and I saw that it's okay. It didn't do any bad like the carbohydrates did after the juicing. So if you just finish a juice, for instance, and you went for sweet potatoes because it's a healthy carb, it's wrong. Don't go for sweet potatoes after your juice. Don't go for yam after your juice. You can go for beans. You can go for black-eyed cowpea. You can go for egg, boiled egg. You can go for nuts. These are some of the things I'm trying out. I'm trying out a good number of things, gradually. And I hope to be sharing with us, some of the things I'm learning. I told us that a few years back, for one or two reasons, I went off the ladder of juicing. I didn't do it for long. And then because of broke my juice, my juicer, my machine got broken down for many reasons. I couldn't continue. But then, now that I'm also learning a lot of things, which I want to be sharing with us. It's a very good thing for seniors to introduce into their diet. And if you cannot even do juicing, I've always been talking about raw foods. juicing, making your juice. If you have money and you want to buy something for yourself, honestly, if you want to buy yourself a gift this season, go for juicer. Or if someone wants to offer you something, not really a juicer, a blender, because I have the juicer here, I haven't used it. I'm using the blender to blend my fruits and whatever, to very hard blender to blend everything to smooth. And I got a good sieve yesterday, very good sieve. Can use to sieve it. If I want to sieve after blending to smooth, I can sieve it. If it's orange, you want to juice, you just remove the seeds and juice it. And if you want to remove the chaff, now I want to also say, the idea of using and removing all the chaff is something I'm not doing yet. Maybe a time may come when I may start doing it. Because some of the things you are not doing now, later on, age may place a demand on you to start doing it, such as juicing. Yes, you may, if you want to live a healthier, longer life, you may have to be doing some of the things that you are not used to. They don't really resonate with you. They're not things that you really like to spend your time going juicing. Someone like me, instead of just popping the orange into my mouth, I have to go through the process of juicing, removing the seed and passing through a juicer before and now. Then after the juicing, you remove the chaff. Yes. If the time comes that I may not want to continue to take the chaff, like taking my dates and tiger nuts together in that video. Maybe time may come. I may be sieving it. As a matter of fact, I'm already considering it, because the chaff from the tiger nut seems to be hard. So for those who are even in their 70s, they may not want to take it. That's why I say, as we are aging, we may be changing. I'm already considering removing the chaff from the tiger nut to make it to real milk. Just bring the milk out, juice the milk out, and remove the chaff. And maybe give it to the chicken, or, yes, they love it a lot. Give it to them to eat, or if someone is interested, the person can take it. Because some of the things that you are doing now, maybe at 70 or 80, you may not want to take all those chaff into your stomach, because you continue to reduce. You may prefer it to be turned to milk, complete milk. Yes, juice to milk, including all the juice. And that's one of the best way to age graciously and reduce aging, reduce signs of aging, reduce illnesses, reduce even insomnia. I noticed lately that when the blood is not getting to the extremities, both our feet and our hands, poor oxygen in the blood. And one of the ways, and I said, and I'm saying, one of the ways, there are so many ways which I intend to, I've already studied and I want to share with us in a normal video. I want to share with us various ways that we can oxygenate our blood. And one of the ways is this juicing. Very, very effective. If you are feeling under the weather, you're feeling like your body just is sluggish, it needs help, then you may start to turn your food to juice. Just like that. No sodium, no cholesterol, no oils, no fat, just raw, fresh juice. Yes, although I am putting them inside the freezer and be taking later, but I don't really know how healthy it is. I'm still taking it. Is there anybody in the house, please? I would like you to respond to me. Who have idea whether storing it, the juice, is healthy, still healthy or not? Please, I would like to hear from you. Please, drop your comment. If you have been juicing and storing it in the freezer, or whether the juice is made up of mango, pineapple, apples, cucumbers, or whatever. Do you use it and store it? I want to know. Do you use and finish it? I'm waiting, please. I'm waiting for someone to respond. Respond to me, please. Let me know if you are juicing and you just and finish it, or you store it and take it later, because that's what I'm currently doing. But I'm still studying it and listening to how it works inside of me before I make my own conclusion. But let me hear from you. Very good. At least it shows I'm talking to someone. It shows that people are in the house. I love that. Thank you, Nadia. So Nadia is saying that she used to store it. So after storing it, so I'm coming back. When you take it, how do you feel? How do you take it? Now, how I took my own, I started taking my own is, I normally add warm water to it before taking it, when I bring it out of the freezer. Now, how do you take your own? Do you just bring it out and start taking it? Nadia, you are responding to me. Thank you. Please, if there are other persons in the house, I'd like you to also drop your comment. If how you take your own juice, how you are drinking it, how you are storing it. Because you won't have time to be blending and drinking and... Okay, I never noticed. I take it, okay. Okay, you take it cold. How old are you, Nadia? My friend. Just drop that response also. I want to know, so that I know, I'll be able to know whether you are still very strong. Yes, I want to know, maybe you are still strong. Maybe you are just 40, or maybe you are just 45. Okay. Okay, I'm 49. It's my birthday. Okay. Congratulations. Oh, my lovely friend. Congrats. Okay. Okay. 49. All right. Okay. I'm happy that you have started juicing early. If you continue to juice, it's going to reduce a lot of stress for you as you are about to enter your menopause, or if you have not entered. But then, I want to suggest that you start adding warm water. Let it be something you learned from a granny, maybe somebody like me. I want to advise that you start adding warm water to it. It will do a lot of good. I know that that is good. But for someone who is like 30 years, or maybe 25 years, or 30, or even 35, I may say, okay, the person can still manage and take it like that. But if you are getting to 49, 50, you can add warm water to it. You will later thank me for this advice. Because if you do not add warm water, and if you take it, even if you don't have high blood pressure, it becomes difficult for the thing to enter into your cells, to your body, because of that coldness. And our body does not like coldness. Our body doesn't like it. It's one thing I've noticed. I have tried to take it. You will just be happy. I'm telling you, in future, you will thank God that you heard this thing today. It's going to prevent a lot of heartaches that comes with what we call even arthritis. It's going to help you to prevent it. I'm being honest with you. Because if you are taking the cold one like that, you may not have the feeling immediately, but it will be gradually doing the job. One day you will just take it in your usual way, only to discover that some place just hit you somewhere. I've heard people complain like that. That was how their own problem started. So you now realize that all along you'll be taking it very cold. Okay, Messian. No, I'm talking about juicing. Why seniors? You are welcome to the house. I'm talking about juicing. Why seniors especially those in their 60s or even less than that, should consider juicing if they have the means, they have the equipment to do juicing. And even if you don't have, I also made options which was available to me before I started doing my own juicing. So I have asked, how do you store your own juice? Because you cannot every morning wake up and carry your juicing machine, or what is it, your blender, and start juicing every day. No, you definitely need to store it. So before you came in now, I was asking the house that how do they store their own juice? Because I store mine, and then when I want to take it, I boil water. I'll add the boiled water in it to make it warm, and I'll just drink it, and I feel good. So I'm asking, and someone said she normally take it cold. So before you just stepped in, I said she has to stop because she's already 49 years. Because if you don't stop, you will be giving room for arthritis very soon, before you get to 55. The arthritis, other things may have settled, or one day can just trigger a cough that won't go away until after 1 year. I've had to help people to reverse cough that just started because they just drank cold water. I mean, women in their 60s, women in their over 60s, I've helped some of them with it. So in order to have, and even with high blood pressure, those who are having high blood pressure, they will understand it. So even for diabetics and pre-diabetics. So we are talking of how do you store it? So now, after storing it, is there any difference in the benefit? The doctor told me 2 months ago, if I don't change my diet, I will become pre-diabetic. Your diet, like how? Okay, you say you store water bottles in the freezer. I take out one and put in water to store it. Look what, hey, good. Yes, Messi Yan, very, very good. How old are you? Messi Yan. Yes, you add water. Now, I want to also respond to Nadia. Now, if you have been told about this pre-diabetic thing, you don't have to worry about it, but you have to reduce sweet juice. It can give you diabetes very fast. Very fast. And if you are taking the juice, because of, while I was talking, I said I normally like to put nuts, like peanut, to help to control the sugar in the juice. Because the sugar, most of the juice are high in sugar. Our diet, a lot of rice. Okay, where are you speaking from, Nadia? Nadia, I think you mentioned it the other time. I've forgotten. Can you say, right? Type your location again. So now you have to stop rice. Yes. As a matter of fact, let me tell you some of the foods you need to store. You need to be careful with if you have been diagnosed as pre-diabetic. And pre-diabetic is not something that should make you afraid. Yes. Because even myself, Guyana, South America, yes, I remember South America. Because even myself, if I go for test, it's not impossible. I won't be surprised if they say I'm pre-diabetic. I won't be surprised to hear something like that. And I've told those seniors who are following me or subscribers that if you are 50 and above, don't wait until they say you are diabetic or not. Just start treating yourself as if you are one. Yes, you don't have to wait until you start looking so dry, so malnourished, and people will now be looking at you like you are a skeleton of yourself before you now know that you are diabetic. Now, if you have been suspected, or you have ever seen doctor and they told you that you reduce juicing, you can even slow down on juicing completely. And if you must juice, you must ensure to add cinnamon to your juice. I talk about it in that my juice, that whether pre-diabetic or not, I add cinnamon or ginger and then sometimes I add both. Why? Because of this because of the rush, the way the juice normally rush into the bloodstream. As a matter of fact, there was a day my spouse bought watermelon. I said no. When I saw it, I said no. Watermelon is not good for elderly people who are over 65. It's not good for them if you are conscious of sugar. As a matter of fact, I suggest they should. It's one of the fruits I avoid. If you watch my videos, you hardly hear me talk of watermelon, because I don't talk of what I don't eat. Watermelon is a healthy food, very good. It tastes great. But my dear, if you are a pre-diabetic, or if you are one that have a history of diabetes, I do have a history of diabetes. Yes, in my family, my mother was. So if you have a history of diabetes in your family, or you're already a pre-diabetic, there are fruits that you should run away from. And watermelon is number one on the list. So he brought the watermelon. I'm trying to remember, though the watermelon was already there, I said, okay, I know it's good for prostate health, it's good for sunstroke and all those stuff. Every fruit has its own good side. I said, okay, instead of throwing it away, why not I do it with some other thing? I tried to do it with look at it. I said, we do too. So I try to do it do it. Don't take watermelon, and be careful with bananas. Be careful with juice, all kinds of juice. I'm just giving you caution. Don't go for yam. If you have yam in South America, don't eat it. You see rice? Don't eat rice the next 6 months. If you are already, it was recently I started eating rice a little because it has its own benefit. I was away, not because I was diagnosed of diabetes. I was away from rice for years, for like 2-3 years. I didn't even miss it. But of course, the first day I ate rice, local rice, honestly, I slept very well. Though I ate with protein, but I slept well. But today, whenever I eat rice, because rice is always delicious, I will experience something like it's not a crash, yes, a crash in my blood sugar. And how do I normally know that I have a crash? At about 1 a.m., I will wake up and there will be no sleep again. I don't normally wake up and go start checking my sugar. But I normally know that it was because I ate rice and that it's a crash. It has crashed. The last one, what made me to escape the crash after eating rice? One, I ate very little. I was very mindful, so I ate very little with lots of vegetable, with proteins and the rest. And then, after that in the evening, I took hibiscus flower tea. I took almond. I'm trying to tell you some of the things I took that made the tea not to crash. So I didn't have to wake up by 1 a.m. So that was what happened. But anytime I eat rice, I say, okay, let me enjoy like other people are enjoying rice and eat until I'm full. There will be a crash that night. It will initially make you very sleepy, very sweet sleep that nobody can even be able to hold you back. Only to discover that when the real sleep starts in the night, you are awake. That was what the rice used to do. But the last time I ate rice, it's not my friend anyway. Don't make rice your friend. Don't avoid it either. It's a necessary evil. It's a grain. It's low in calorie. It doesn't produce gas. It's easily digestible, but it's acidic, most of them. Now, for diabetic, what is best to eat for dinner? I won't tell you, but like I said, those of us that are over 60 should eat like diabetics. Now, what I take, you know that we don't eat much food again. If you want to do something like to swallow, I have 3 types of things I take for swallow. I have my own fermented soya beans, which I ferment myself. Soya beans is a complete protein. I have it ready. I used to buy it before, but I try to make my own so that I can add little things in it. In case I want to take it as a beverage, add little things like some peanut, sea salt, add little here and there, small crayfish because of thyroid. So I have to put all those things. So I have it. Then I also have finger millet. I have fermented millet. I have oats. I have fonio. I also have, excuse me, I also have the normal millet that is not fermented, but mixed with oats and grounded. So all these are there. You'll be surprised that there's no unripe plantain. Once in a while, I take unripe plantain. It's good for your heart. It's a good source of potassium. But when you want to go to bed for a diabetic, eat something that contains, listen to me, leafy greens that's not overcooked. Even if the soup is stored in the freezer, bring it out, add garlic, add small ginger, add small cinnamon, add cayenne pepper, have all these ones, bring the quantity you want to take, add all these things to give it life. Then if you have access to fresh vegetable, add a little to it. If you have okra, is very good for you if you are going to bed. If you can eat okra soup every evening with small swallow with fish or meat, and if you do it for like 4 months or thereabout, you'll be shocked how your cholesterol will just, even your blood sugar will almost disappear. It's something that has happened to me. Okra. I don't like okra as a food though, but when it comes to things like blood sugar, it's a very, very good friend. It's a very good ally. Just make okra your friend. If you can make a wedu, fine. But okra is very good because because of that slimy, even you can get dried okra wherever you are. Because of that slimy nature, it helps to coat the intestine, not allowing that all those things that keeps us awake and then making our blood sugar, a lot of things. It does a lot. So you can make soup with it. Add ginger, garlic, and all the rest of it. Eat it regularly, even if you don't like it as a soup like myself. But because of your health, you start making it or you buy it and keep it. So when you bring out the soup that you want to eat, you add it. You can slice a few and put it. Slice onions, put cinnamon, put all those things to make the soup actively alive. That's what I do most of the time. And anytime I don't do it, I normally regret it. I could sometimes say, oh, the soup is tasting very great. Oh, I don't want to spoil the taste. I don't know, but occasionally I do it. When the soup is tasting so good, and I don't want to add all those fresh stuff, and then it will now, like, the taste has changed. Let me just enjoy myself for a while. After enjoying it, in the night, you just lie down, sleep a little sleep, and you are up. You just keep awake. You know why? Some of you used to think I don't keep awake sometimes. I do occasionally, but not as bad as it used to be when I was living in ignorance. So you will just be awake. So you make your soup vegetable rich. If you can make it every evening, it's okay. And then these swallows I've mentioned, you can make them. Then most times add a little of the soya beans. Soya beans is a complete protein. It will help you a lot. It will help you. So you can add it to the oat or whatever you want to do for your swallow, whether it's millet, anything, just add a little. Some people choose to add it to their soup, yes, to fortify the soup, to add more protein. I mean, especially complete protein, because you don't have to be depending on meat anymore for your protein. Yes, you need it. Another food that you need to be friendly with is egg. Yes, egg. Beans like black-eyed cowpea. But for your evenings, maybe don't eat late food. It's not your friend. But for your dinner or something that you want to take as your dinner between 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 p.m., let it be contain green vegetable. Don't let the green out of it because of magnesium. Don't let green be out of it. So you add your green vegetables, you add some other things, even if the soup was there. Because before I cook every day, it was so stressful. I was cooking almost every day. But later on, I saw that it was becoming too stressful. I had to start storing it, making the soup and store it. And guess what I do? It's what I'm telling you right now. I just get some fresh onions. I have enough garlic, ginger, turmeric. As a matter of fact, I'm even trying to be blending the ginger now. So if I bring the soup, it will help you a lot too. To improve circulation, reduce blood sugar, help you relax. So help nutrients get to your skin. That's one of the benefits of having a circulatory food like ginger. It keeps your body heated up and then reducing things like dampness. So when your body is not damp, your body is hot inside, blood will be flowing up to your skin. Sometimes you see people who are diabetic, their hands are looking dry, like white. I have chatted some people whose legs, everything are already white, and it's been like that for long. And they didn't know that it was diabetes or something. It was only when the complications were showing up in other areas of their body. Thank you so much, that they now came for help. So you don't have to. You be eating food that have life so that it can get to your skin. You can get to your skin. It is that heat. If you can add ginger, whether it's ginger juice in almost all the evening food, it's that thing that shoots up all the blood, heat up the blood vessels. So there will be nothing like dampness. Now, it's that dampness that used to cause things like growth or tumor, inflammations, pains. So when you do it, when you prepare your evening meal, make sure there are live foods there. Any swallow you like, of all the ones I mentioned, you can take. Even if it's rice you want to take. But rice, you can limit yourself to 1 or 2 spoons, which I know a good number of people cannot even control it. So what can get you filled up and keep you fuller for longer, help you sleep, is any of these things I mentioned. You can pair it with oats. And if you have a good soya beans, you can make it yourself. So be sure that you ferment it. On the 3rd day, as I made it in a dry form. After fermenting, on the 3rd day, I took it to the grinder. They grind it for me with small pin, all those sea salt, little things I added. Then after grinding it, after frying it, I had to fry it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's not every day. I had to fry it manually. But this time around, I'm thinking of baking it, looking for a more scientific, putting it in the oven to test baking it and allow whether it can go that way. So that you grind it and use it to fortify your food. That's what I do. Because if you're not getting sufficient protein, it is difficult to manage diabetes. And that's the problem of a lot of people. All our food is starch. All right. I chatted with someone recently who saw me on TikTok. And chatted me up. So he just less than 55 years, and the diabetes has really done a lot of havoc. And this person has been on medication for some years. And what did I ask her to? What was she eating? Because that's what I normally ask people. What have you been eating? He said, unripe plantain, blah, blah. I said, are you ready to stop the unripe plantain? He said, why not? If that is what will keep her alive. I said, you have to stop it. Take it out of your diet for now. She did that, and I told her what to be eating. As a matter of fact, if not that I'm using this phone, I would have shown you the chart. After 2, 3, or 4 days, hers was even very swift. The blood sugar that was refusing to drop has dropped to normal. She was so happy. So why am I saying it? Some of the foods we are eating conventionally, like unripe plantain, a lot of people are still living in that ignorance. They use it for swallow, they use it to cook porridge every time. Not to say that the food is bad in itself, but the frequency of eating it makes it look like it's a protein rich. It's not a protein rich. It's not protein. The body can't use it to build. I take it once in a while. It's good for your energy, especially in the morning when you're walking. If you take it, potassium is there. So you have to be aware of foods like that. That's why I'm mentioning it. Take it, especially in the morning when you can burn it, use it to walk. And then in the evening, make sure you take food that have peppers, like cayenne pepper, that can help your blood to circulate. I have tried eating other foods at night. After my mom does, it's true. She's really sick, not getting better. I don't get that. Are you saying that she does what? Can you just throw more light on that, Nadia? You say your mother does. Is it that? Okay, you say BP, your health is good. Okay, this is someone else. Okay, you say, and the baby, okay, your health is good. Okay, thank you so much for that. But I'm waiting for Nadia to respond. Say, my mom does. You say, it's true, she's really sick, not getting better. Nadia, how old is your mom? And you are saying she does. She does what? Okay, life is not long enough to help her. The ripe plantain every night. Okay, you have explained it better. I can get it. So you can see, now that you have heard this, are you getting me? Now that you have heard this, you can see what knowledge can do. If you tell her to stop and she stops it, you will see how her health will improve. Because the unripe plantain, there was a time I was actually eating it a lot. That was how I got to know all of these things. Not that I went and read it somewhere. I got it from my backyard. It was very good. So every day I was eating it. It wasn't long I started noticing the size of my tummy. Though after eating it, you will feel light. I say, oh, this is a wonderful food. And the next day you go again. Your heart is even very strong. It's a very heart-supporting nutrient. I can tell you for free. It's a longevity food. Let me even put it that way. It can make your heart very strong. When I mean strong, heart strong, all this palpitation and all these heart issues, you will hardly have it. So, but it causes insulin resistance. Most of the people that I have had to chat and try to assist, they are experiencing insulin resistance, though they are been on medication, but at a point, it was no longer working. This is the truth. Though they began to look for help. So until I traced this to their diet, too much of unripe plantain. The time I was taking it, because it was available, sometimes I noticed my foot was looking darker, my feet. Some of you don't look at your body when you are eating some food. I noticed my feet. That feet is getting darker, maybe a sign that blood wasn't going there. It's not a circulatory food. So sometimes I stopped it. The last time, over a year ago now, when I took it started taking it because of its availability in the kitchen. I love it, it's not sugary. But then it started building up insulin resistance. The tummy size started changing, increasing little by little. And why it's so dangerous, I made a video on it. That's a very deadly food. Be careful of it if you are diabetic or you are senior. So it does it slowly and secretly. You won't know. But if you are smart, once you notice that the size of your tummy is increasing, that's the time to run. You don't have to wait until it gets too bad. Because the size of the tummy will start increasing. Insulin resistance. You are eating unripe plantain. it will just be increasing little by little. That was what happened to me. So when I noticed the size of the tummy is already getting bigger, I have to do something. I noticed it was the unripe plantain everyday consumption that caused it. I stopped it. So that is it. What you know, once you know the cause of the thing, you know the cause of the problem, stop it. It's going to stop. Somebody lucky name use 7p. You are talking about ginger. What are you talking about ginger? I want to hear what you are talking about ginger. I'll be ending the live now. I'll go live again for members only. Thank you for coming. Members only. Now I will go live now.